Alright. Hello, everyone. Welcome in. I'll give some folks time because I do see that our numbers are just going up now, but thank you so much for joining us. Whether this is your first step session or you're someone who's been a regular with us throughout the summer, we're so happy to have you. As always, I'll go ahead and get us started with presenting on my screen and just talking a little bit about what's coming up for STEP, what to expect, and get us started for the day. So welcome everyone to one of our last few transfer talks. All of a sudden, I feel like the summer's flown by and we are getting towards the end, but this is a really important topic in figuring out how to pay your bills, make sure that you're on track for classes. So excited to host our folks today. If you're someone who's just joining us for the very first time, we host transfer talks every Wednesday. They're always in the same Zoom and they're always on just different topics of interest. Simon is one of our peer coaches in the Transfer Hub and is taking notes behind the scenes. So if there's anything today that you want more clarity on or you want to watch again, we're also recording, chaptering out the video, and it will be up on our website within 24 hours. So you can follow along there in case there's anything that you wanted to talk about. Today is going to be how to pay your bills at UCSD. And we will have our wonderful team from Student Financial Solutions here to go over those questions, both in the chat and then through presentation as well. Some other things coming up for us within STEP is going to be our Transfers Connect sessions. We have one more that's going to be the very first week of September. So coming up in 2 weeks, it's going to be about mentor mapping. So figuring out where to get support on campus for professional development, research development, and building out that network here at UCSD. We'll have that both in person and virtually. And then also we have our research and involvement talks that are up and running. We've had our first 2 of 5 sessions. The next 3 sessions are all going to be about how to get involved in research at UCSD. And it just goes through the step-by-step to make sure you're really well prepared. And they're run by our research and involvement coordinator, who is currently running the summer research conference with URH here at UCSD. But she has some really great step-by-step instructions to make sure that you feel ready to get involved in research this year. Looking ahead at the specific sessions coming up, next Monday, you're going to have just research at UCSD. This is going to be a great overview of what goes on for folks who maybe aren't in the traditional STEM fields. What does research look like? Next Wednesday, we're going to have transfer talks here in the same Zoom, same time, with our transportation and parking departments. How to get to and around UCSD. We have what's called an inside loop that will drive you around campus. We also are connected to the trolley and you have different passes. So if you want to learn about public transit, where to park, all of that good info, we'll be back next Wednesday with that. Then we'll have 2 more research and involvement. So on the August 23rd, it will be research topics, labs, areas, faculty, and more. And finally, our last and not least session for Transfer Talks is going to be Meet the Transfer Hub. So the Transfer Hub is hosting our STEP program. We're here to support you throughout the year, and we host a lot of events to make sure that transfers are connected with one another and getting support that they need. So we'll introduce you to some of our peer coaches. We'll have some Q&A, and that'll be our wrap up for our STEP sessions for this year, with the exception of Welcome Day. So that is all I have on our front. I'm going to go ahead and pass off to our Student Financial Solutions team. Feel free to take advantage of the Q&A box at the bottom. We have Mariana supporting behind the scenes to be able to answer those questions. And then we'll also just address major themes that we see in the chat at the very end. So I'll pass it off. Thanks so much for being here.
Hi, everybody. Just wanted to say welcome. We are excited to be here with you today. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Oh, Tessa, can you enable the share?
Go ahead and try now.
Okay, perfect. I'm in. Thank you. Okay. So yes, we are Student Financial Solutions, and our session today is going to be about how to pay your bills. First off, we wanted to start by introducing ourselves. My name is Pichia Vu, and I'm an assistant director with Student Financial Solutions. I am an alumni of UC San Diego, graduated from here in 2007, and loved it so much I couldn't leave. So next, I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to Mariana so she can tell you a little bit about herself.
Hi everyone, my name is Mariana. I'm the Business Operations Manager here at SFS. I am also a UCSD alumni and I graduated 2022. And then I'll be here behind the scenes. So if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the Q&A chat.
Okay, so let's start off by talking a little bit about what Student Financial Solutions is, or we like to go by SFS. So our team is comprised of the following divisions. The first is the Student Account Services team. So they are the team that are there to help with any questions you may have about your bill. Then we've got our student billing services, which oversees our student billing, our third-party billing, and they take care of refunds. We also have our central cashier unit. They are responsible for processing all the payments that are received to the university. Then there's our loan administration team, which provides support for all of our campus-based loan programs. And then finally, we have our campus card division, which is responsible for issuing out the campus ID card for all of our students, our faculty, our staff, and our affiliates. So let's start by giving you a little overview of the account and introducing you to Triton Pay. We're going to go over some due dates. We're going to talk a little bit about the bill. Then we're going to talk about authorizing payers if needed so that they can view and pay your bill. We're also going to talk about how you can make payments to your student account and then refunds. So first, let's review some due dates. We've listed some of the dates here on this screen, but we do have a list of our due dates on our website at sfs.ucsd.edu. The first thing we want to make sure you're aware of is that your tuition and registration charges are typically posted to your account every quarter. You do have a bill every single month, but the tuition and registration posts every quarter. And then if you have any other miscellaneous charges that post to your account, those are the bills that you'll see every single month. Now, another thing to note is due dates do not land on the same day every month. So it's very, very important. One of the first things we always encourage our students to do is to go to our website, find the due date section, and then print a copy or save a copy so that you're always aware of our due dates because they don't fall on the same dates every single month. And another thing is, even if you enroll late, please note that the tuition and fees are still due on the dates listed above. And those are in the big yellow circles across the screen. The fall quarter one is due on September 20th. Now, I've mentioned Triton Pay a couple of times. Another page that is very helpful is our tritonpay.ucsd.edu site. It's our billing and payment website that lists information about Triton Pay, how to log in to view your bill. It also has important tools like how to set up direct deposit, viewing your 1098-T, setting your authorized payer. So definitely bookmark this section so that you can refer back to it whenever needed. Okay. Now, remember that your student account is your account. And so if you want to grant someone access so that they can view your account and pay your bill, then what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to authorize them as a payer. via our Triton Pay portal. So if you do that, if you authorize them as a payer, then they will also receive monthly e-bill reminders to the email that they registered with us. They'll have their own login and their own password so that they can log in and view your student bill at any time and then make a payment at any time. So this is a great option if you want to set up like a parent or a family member if they're helping you with paying the bill. And this is something that since you are the account holder, you are the only one that is able to do this. So prior to the first bill posting, we recommend that our students go through and make sure that they add any family members or parents as authorized payers to your account. You can add as many people as you need. Now to do so, it's very, very easy. Just make sure you log into the Triton Pay portal, and then on the left-hand side of the screen, the very, very first button says My Account. You're going to click on that, and then you're going to scroll down a little bit, and you're going to click on Send Payer Invitation. Enter in the information for the person that you would like to authorize as a payer, and then they'll get an email from our campus that will provide them with instructions on how they can log in and be able to view your bill. Now, I know there's a lot of information on this page. We do have a little PDF guide that we have available on our website that has all of this information, and we're going to be reviewing some of it today. But the main thing that I want to point out on this page is that when you log into Triton Pay, your student billing portal, what you're going to see is the overview page. So that's on the right-hand side of this screen. That's essentially what it's going to look like. It's going to give you a summary of your balances. You're also going to see the different sections that we're going to go over in a couple of pages. And then on the left-hand side is your menu. So let's start by reviewing the first section, which is your summary balances. This just gives you a little snapshot of everything that's going on and what your balances are for your account. So if you have any past due balances, that's going to be the first thing that you're going to see on there. For our grad students, your rent charges are going to post second on there. You're going to see your tuition and registration. For our undergrad students, housing charges, and then any other transactions are going to be listed in summary form in the summary section. Now there is another section right below that, which is called the additional information section. This is where you can see any pending aid, any pending financial aid. Sorry, wanted to clarify that, or any type of a credit balance that you may have on your account. This is the section where you're going to see that information. And if you need to see it in further detail, you just want to click on that little button that says View Activity Details. Now, if you again want to look at your account in further detail, then click on Activity Details. You can also access it by going to the menu bar on the left-hand side and clicking on Activity Details. This gives you a breakdown of all the charges that are going to be on your statement, anything that's past due. All of that information is available here should you need to review it. Now, the next thing I want to go over is essentially what your billing statement is going to look like. Billing statements are published once a month. The one thing that we always want to remind our students is that your billing statement is a snapshot in time. It is a snapshot of what your account looked like when that billing statement was created. So if you need to look at any recent activity, then go back to that page that I was telling you about that lists the account activity and the details. Then you'll see everything that's happening right now on your account. But your billing statement is a snapshot in time. Your billing statement is not going to show any pending financial aid. So if you need to see that, or if you are a student that has opted in for TRIP, which we'll talk about a little bit later, you're not going to see that on your statement as well. All of that is available via your Triton Pay account, again, under that activity details section. On your billing statement it's essentially a consolidated statement of all of your charges, so tuition, registration, as well as other charges from other departments. You're going to find that on there too. So places like the bookstore or housing or parking, those are all charges that are billed to your student bill, and you'll be able to see that on your statement. While our team can answer a majority of the questions and that you may have related to your bill, for some of these charges, we may refer you to the department to get further details. Okay, so if you are viewing your account and you need to make a payment, then you can click on the Make Payment button on your menu bar, which is the fifth button down. And then let's go over some of the different payment options that are available to you via Triton Pay. So you can opt to pay via e-check by entering in your information, your banking and accounting information. You are also able to pay with a credit card. We accept all credit cards. There is a 2.75% service fee that is attached to the credit card payments that you make. We also accept the 529 savings plan. There are two ways you can pay with a 529. You can either opt to have your 529 servicer send us a check, a paper check in the mail, or we do have an electronic option for approved 529 servicers where you can do it electronically. And then there's a $10 service fee that the servicer will charge. The final option is you can pay via international payment. So like I was mentioning before, we do have an option for 529 if you want to pay electronically. But just please note that there is a service fee for all of those payments that are done electronically if you're doing it via 529. We do have a list of approved 529 servicers that have opted into this electronic option. If you don't see your 529 on the list, then we recommend that you reach out to your 529 plan provider to see if they have an electronic payment option to send your payment to us. Otherwise, you can go the traditional route and have them issue us a paper check through the mail. Now, for international payments, we do have a variety of options. We accept payments through Convera, through Flywire, or through our Transact International Payment. And so all of those are options that are available to you via our Triton Pay. So when you go in and you click on Make a Payment, international payment is listed on there, and then you can select the one that you would like to use. Now, as I mentioned earlier, your tuition and your registration is typically billed once a quarter. But if you are interested, we do have what's called our Triton Registration Installment Plan. TRIP is how we refer to it. This takes the quarterly tuition and registration fees and splits it up into 3 monthly installments for you. Now, if you are interested in TRIP, this is something that you do have to enroll in every quarter, and there is a $40 fee that is required upfront when you enroll. For our summer terms, we do have that option available, and it is a $20 fee. But for our academic year, fall, winter, and spring, it's a $40 fee. Now, I wanted to point out that TRIP is for your tuition and your registration. If you are wanting to opt into monthly payments for your housing, that's something that you would actually select in the housing portal. So you would log into your housing portal and you would be able to fill out a form that lets you switch your installment plan from, whatever it currently is to monthly or quarterly, just depending on you. So yes, just a reminder again, TRIP, if you're opting into TRIP and breaking your installments into monthly, this includes your tuition and non-resident tuition fees, your registration fees, and your student health insurance. It does not include housing. It does not include any health services fees or any other miscellaneous fees like from bookstore, parking, etc. TRIP is just your tuition and your registration. Okay. When you are enrolling for TRIP, we do have an option for you to set up auto pay. These are for our students who maybe just don't want to have to worry about it and you've already got your payment options set up in your account and you just wanted to automatically deduct every single month. Then when you are opting in for TRIP, there is a little check mark that will allow you to set up auto pay using the same payment method. And you can select to auto pay using e-check, credit card, or your 529 plans. Now, with regards to paying your bill, you are also able to pay in person or to mail in payment, and this is via our Triton Pay office. Our Triton Pay office is located at the center of campus at the Student Services Center on the first floor. We're right under, if you head to the Student Services Center, you're going to see the croutons. And so right underneath that is the Triton office, and then we're right behind that, the Triton Pay office. The accepted payment methods are listed here, just our traditional, methods like cash, personal checks, money orders, cashier's checks, traveler's checks, and international checks. And then you always want to make sure whenever you're writing a check to the university, always make sure it's payable to UC Regents. Make sure that the bank's branch information is on it. Always include your PID, and you're going to hear this from everybody. Include your PID on there. We do have some students that have the same name as others, and so you always want to make sure that your payment is applied to the right account. So just include your PID right on the check there. And then of course, make sure that you sign your check. It has the current date and then your address on there as well. We don't accept postmarks. So if you are mailing a check, make sure you give plenty of time. Payments are processed the day that we receive them. So even if you mail it a couple of days in advance, you want to make sure you give plenty of time so that it gets here by the due date because we don't accept postmarks. Now, with regards to scholarships, if you are receiving a scholarship from a non-UC San Diego organization, again, you want to let them know that they need to make the check payable to UC Regents and make sure that they have your name and PID number on the check. And then you can either mail it to our address listed on this page, or you can drop off the check to our Triton Pay office. And then just so that you are aware, our office is the office that processes the check once it's received, but financial aid is the one that disperses the check. Now, for our students who have third-party payers or need to have this third-party payment set up, This is the contact information on here. If it's through the Department of Veterans Affairs, then you want to make sure that you email our team through there. That's managed by our registrar's office. And for all other international and domestic sponsors, that's handled through our office. And the email that you want to send that information to or reach out for if you have any questions is undergrad third party at ucsd.edu. Now, want to go over a little bit regarding refunds, because sometimes when our students receive financial aid and your financial aid pays the charges on your account, you may have a little bit of money left over. So wanted to make sure that we go over that. Now again, when you're logging into your Triton Pay page, under that additional information section, that's where you can view your pending aid. The dates listed on this slide are when you can start reviewing, when we expect that your financial aid is going to be available on your account. So for fall quarter, starting on September 17th, and then should you have excess financial aid after it's applied to your account and paid your charges, if there's any extra after, then we're going to start issuing out refunds towards the end of September. Now, there are three general types of refunds that our students will see. One is an overpayment one, where you may see a credit on your account because maybe a payment that was made exceeded the charges that were on the account. So in that case, the refunds are typically returned to the source in which the payment was made. So for example, if it was a check, then you would receive the refund back in the form of a check. The next type of refund that you may see is for financial aid. Now, that's again, if you have an excess of financial aid. So one thing I did want to point out, you don't have to worry about asking for financial aid to apply to your charges. Typically what happens is your account will be assessed with tuition and registration charges and your other charges. Then financial aid will automatically disperse to your account and automatically pay the charges on the account. It'll always pay tuition and registration first, and then there's a hierarchy that it follows afterwards with regards to like what it pays. So then your financial aid will apply to your charges on your account. And like I said, if there's excess financial aid left over, extra financial aid left over, then that's what's going to be refunded back to you. It's either going to be sent to you via direct deposit or via paper check, but we'll go over that in like the next slide. Another reason why you may see a credit or a refund on your account is if you withdraw from the university and you drop by a certain date, you may be eligible for a partial or full refund, and then you would see that on your account. Now, how are refunds sent to you? Traditionally, they are sent via paper check, but that is not the route that I'm going to encourage you to go. I'd like to encourage all of our students to sign up for direct deposit. It's really, really easy. Again, go to tritonpay.ucsd.edu. There's a button right on there that where you can click to sign up for direct deposit. You enter in information regarding your bank account and your routing information, and then once a refund is issued, you typically would see it within 3 to 5 business days. It's just a lot more convenient than waiting for a paper check in the mail and then having to go to your mailbox to get it and then having to make the deposit. And then paper checks take a little bit longer. The process is a little bit longer, so it could take 1 to 2 weeks for you to get your refund via paper check. So I highly, highly encourage you to go the direct deposit route, just so anytime we need to refund money back to you, you don't have to worry about it. You can just check your bank account and to make sure that it gets there. And you don't have to worry about having to go to your mailbox and cashing a check. Now I am going to talk a little bit about holds here. For a variety of reasons, sometimes you may receive a hold on your account. Financial holds are typically placed on your account when you miss a payment, and sometimes these holds may prevent you from registering for classes. We just encourage you to keep an eye on your student account at all times. You should always be logging in at least once a month to check on your student account to make sure that everything looks okay and so that you understand if there's any activity. And then just to make sure that you're staying on top of those due dates. We do have a holds page where you can log in to view the different types of financial holds. Should you ever have a hold placed on your account in the future, you can always go here to view the different types of holds and how to resolve it. And then if you ever need to check to see if you have a hold on your account, you can always log into the holds tool to review the information there. So health fee waiver, we often get questions about this. So all registered students are automatically enrolled in the UC Student Health Insurance Plan, so UC SHIP. If you are a student that is currently covered under like a private health plan and maybe you don't need the UC SHIP because you're already covered under a private health plan, then you can submit an online application to opt out of the UC SHIP or to waive it. So you want to make sure that you pay very close attention to the waiver deadlines that are listed on the right-hand side of this page. You can find waiver information on our student health website under how do I apply for a waiver. Okay. So another question that you probably have is, well, I'm a new student, so how do I get my campus ID card? So it depends. If you are a student that is going to be living on campus with us, the first thing is, have you submitted your photo? Because we need your photo in order to print out your ID card. So if you have not submitted your photo, please make sure that you log into our photo tool and submit an approved photo there. We will not be able to print your ID card without it. So if you are a student that has already done that, yay. If you have not, please log in and do it ASAP. We are going to be working with the housing team to print out your ID cards so that they are ready for you when you move in. So if you are a student living on campus, it will be available and be given to you right when you move in. Now, if you are a student that is not living on campus, you still have to submit a photo with us because we need your photo in order to print out your ID card. But for all of our students living off campus, we will be hosting a distribution event during weeks 0 and weeks 1. We are going to be sending more information out this month about that regarding when it's going to be, as well as how to sign up so that you can obtain your ID card then. Again, make sure you log in and you submit your photo because we will not be able to print out your ID card without it. So more information is coming. Make sure you check your UC San Diego email account. And then finally, the 1098T. I know that it's a little bit early for this because 1098Ts are not available until a winter quarter. Typically, they're available at the beginning of February. But your 1098T is a tax form that either you or maybe your parents may need to determine eligibility for tax credits, like education tax credits. So, like I said, that's available usually at the beginning of February. Now, but we did want to let you know that we are encouraging that our students opt in to receive it electronically. So, to do that, then you can log into your Via Triton account, and scroll down and there is an option to e-consent so that you can receive it electronically. Again, one less thing to have to worry about finding in the mail. Also, if you receive it electronically, then on the second and third pages, it has more detailed information as to how, the figures in box 1 and box 5 are calculated. If you receive a mail copy, you're just going to receive the essentially what's pictured above there. So we highly encourage our students to receive it electronically by e-consenting. And again, you can do that by going to via Triton and clicking on the link available there. Okay, so I know we've gone through a lot of information. I promise you this information will be available afterwards. And then we also have this information available in a variety of different spots. So the first is our SFS website. The link is very easy to remember. It's just sfs.ucsd.edu. You can go there to find any information pertaining to the due dates, your bill, Triton Pay, campus ID cards, 1090 AT, all of that is available there on that website. The next thing is our knowledge base articles, which is located at support.ucsd.edu/students. This is just a great little hub that has a lot of different articles, everything you can think of, how to set up an authorized payer, how to request a refund, how to, just lots of different things, how to upload your picture to the photo tool, lots and lots of different things. So that's another great resource that we want to make sure you're aware of. And you can just type your question or what you're looking for in the little search bar. The next thing is we do have an Instagram account that we try to update on a regular basis with any deadlines that are coming. Anytime we have any giveaways or any information at all that we think you might be interested in, we do share via the Instagram account. So you can follow us at UCSD SFS. And then if you have any questions and you need to get a hold of us, there are a couple of different ways. Of course, you can come see us in person. Again, we're at the Triton Pay office located at the center of campus. We're at Student Services Center. We're on the first floor. It's the building with the croutons and the yogurt world. Our hours are Monday through Wednesday, 8:30 to 4, Thursdays 10 to 4, and then Friday, 8:30 to 4. So that's an option if you want to see us in person. If you would prefer to contact us electronically, you can submit a service ticket. That's something that you're going to be very familiar with on campus. Quite a few of the departments are on the ServiceNow portal. We have a ticket tracking system. It's great because you can log in at any time to view any inquiries that you sent to different departments. And it's a way for us to communicate with you through there to help you with whatever you need. This is also the same spot where that knowledge base hub is, where we have those knowledge base articles. So something that you definitely want to bookmark. And then of course you can call us. Our phone number is listed on here. We always have representatives available if you need to talk to somebody and ask a question. Now, we also wanted to put some of our campus partners' contact information up here too. So if you have any questions related to your financial aid's information is up here. Their website, their phone number, their email, as well as their hours. We've got housing, dining, hospitality. So any of our on-campus residents that have questions about housing, or if you have a question related to any of the dining facilities or dining plans, then you can contact them through there. And then of course, student health services, if you have questions related to services provided there or related to the health insurance, that's their contact information there. Okay, so that was a lot of information.
That's very helpful information. So I saw a couple of the trends. We've had a lot of questions in regards to TRIP. Would you mind just giving a couple minutes, just maybe giving another quick overview and when it opens and how to sign up, and that process?
Oh, sure. Okay, so let me go back. Go back to that slide and then I'm going to share my screen again so we can talk a little bit more about it.
As you're looking for that, I do see that we had a lot of questions that I can give an easy, quick clarification on. The answer is that tuition is the same. If you are taking 6 units or less, or 6 units or more is full-time, and below that is part-time. So it's not on a sliding scale like you might have seen for summer classes. Summer is different, but we've had a lot of questions of is tuition different, and in the link you'll see that there's the UCSD's tuition page and understanding tuition there. But if you are taking 12 or 16 units, you are paying the same amount, and that will be different if you're in-state, out-of-state, or international. But the unit count only matters during the summer and only matters part-time versus full-time. So that I can give that easy clarification as Pachia finds her slides for Trip. Great question. I don't think we had any other hot topics. Yeah, Trip was really our big one.
No worries. Okay, so let me go ahead and share my screen. I went ahead and just found our information on our website. So if you go to our sfs.ucsd.edu and under our student accounts section on how to pay your bill, we do have our trip information listed here. So this basically just goes into essentially what trip is, and then to sign up for it later on, you'll be able to scroll down and go sign in here under, student account login. Trip typically doesn't open until the registration charges post to your account. So that's going to happen at the end of this month. So once your registration charges have posted to your account, then you'll be able to log into Triton Pay, and then you'll be able to sign up for Trip there. And so that's why you can't do it yet, because the charges have not posted to your account. But once they do, then you'll be able to. I just know that they happened at the end of this month.
Perfect. Okay, that was I think our number one asked question in our chat as you were going, but I didn't see any other main themes or anything else that Mariana didn't get to. Can students expect, and this is more of a financial aid question, but maybe you have the answer, can students expect that their financial aid packages will disperse before their payments are due for this fall?
Yes, traditionally they are. So you're gonna see you're gonna see your charges post towards the end of this month for your tuition registration, and then our housing students, you're gonna see your charges posted at the beginning of September. And then usually financial aid is dispersed shortly after that.
Perfect. And then for Trip, would that be where they pay for both their housing and tuition, or is that just one or the other? Is a chat we're getting or a question we're having in the chat right now as well?
Okay, yes. So Trip is the option to split your registration and your tuition charges into monthly. If you need to split your housing into monthly charges, then you want to make sure that you log into your housing portal to update your installment plan. Now, remember for housing, when you did your housing contract, you selected how you wanted to pay for housing. So if you need to change it, you do that through the housing portal. And that's how you can opt into monthly payments there. Now, Triton Pay is where you can pay for all of that. So Triton Pay is the portal where all of your charges, you can see all your charges. You'll be able to make your trip payment there. You'll be able to make your housing payment there. So everything via the Triton Pay portal.
Wonderful. And then when would the first payment be due for fall is another question we're seeing in the Q&A here.
Oh yes, so the very first due date is September 20th. Yeah, so the statement is usually available at the beginning of the month. I think that we provided the due dates as one of the links in the chat. But I can share my screen really quick because I have it up right here. So again, on our website, our due dates are listed on our billing due date page. And so for fall quarter, you're going to see your statement on September 4th, and then the due date is September 20th. And again, this is what I was talking about earlier. Definitely bookmark this or take a screenshot and save this so that you always have it and are aware of whatever upcoming due dates there are.
That's it in terms of our open questions. Simon, as you were reading through this or taking notes, were there any other major themes that you think that we should address with our students too? Or did it, I think we got, yeah, let us know what you think.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say trip was the big one I saw. I guess clarifying, for flat rate tuition, I saw a few questions about this. Does flat rate tuition mean it'll be the same the 2 years here, or just that it'll always be the same whether you're part-time or full-time? Like, is there a 2-year tuition guarantee that it'll be the same price, or is that subject to increase per quarter?
The flat rate tuition is for your cohort. Now, whether you are part-time, full-time, that is, your tuition is going to vary depending on if you're part-time or you're full-time. So the tuition rate is, the flat tuition rate is just for like if you're enrolled full-time and if you're a part of that cohort. It's a different rate if you're part-time.
Okay, so and I'm going to clarify what I'm hearing you. That's not necessarily that what you're paying for tuition this year is what you're going to pay for tuition next year. It just means that for this year, tuition costs this much if it's 6 units or above, and it costs this other amount if it's 6 units or below. It's set rate for the year.
So sorry, didn't mean to confuse you. So
Okay, I'm glad. Sorry.
Yes, so with regards to tuition, your tuition rate is set for the 2 years that you're going to be a student with UC San Diego, because that's part of your cohort. What I meant with regards to like that not necessarily being the rate for your if you are part-time is because the part-time pays a different tuition rate.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, perfect. So someone comes in, they are guaranteed to pay the same amount of tuition for the next 2 years. They don't need to sign anything or opt into that. That's how it will be. And they will pay a different tuition amount if they're taking part-time classes, AKA less than 12 units.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. And they said, thank you. So it sounds like that was what they were looking for. So, okay, awesome. Thank you so much. This has been such an informative webinar. I get to learn more when I come in as well. So we so appreciate you giving your time and answering so many questions in the chat here. Oh, actually, we have one more question that's coming in. So we had someone ask if tuition's being paid without trip, is it due at the beginning or end of the quarter?
It's due at the beginning. So it's that September 20th due date.
Okay.
And then if we go back to, let me share my screen again. Okay, so it's this September 20th due date for fall quarter. Now for winter quarter, your charges are going to be in your December statement, which is released on December 3rd, and that's going to be due December 20th. And then for spring quarter, March 4th is when you're going to see your statement, and then it's going to be due March 21st. So make sure you make note of those dates so that you're aware when that time comes.
All right, and then we had one more question coming in. If someone's paying with direct deposit from bank account, are there any fees associated with that payment type?
Yes, it just depends on, well, direct deposit. Oh, you're paying with e-check? I think that's what they meant. If you are paying with a bank account, e-check, there is a 50-cent service fee.
You all got some good questions right there in the last second. So, seems like it's calming down in our Q&A. I'll give it a second, but thank you so much again for your time and for all of your great wisdom and sharing it again this year with us. This has been really helpful, and we had a lot of questions get answered throughout this. So we so appreciate it. Thanks so much. And to you, Mariana, for all your answers in the chat. Bye, everybody.